So we've already built a zoo for every animal in Minecraft, and then a zoo for every monster in Minecraft. But now all we have to do is build a zoo for all the bosses, and to be fair, this project is near impossible. These types of videos are extremely long and difficult to make, so if you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. For the location of the zoo, I'm not actually going to make it near my base in the overworld, but instead in the end. So I guess I will have to bring the Warden, the Wither, and the Elder Guardian over to the end. Yeah, super simple. So we're going to start off with the Ender Dragon. First things first, I need to repair all my tools. Now we're going to build a slime farm to get slime blocks as well as sticky pistons for moving the dragon. The only problem is I've only found a mangrove swamp in the world, so hopefully it'll work out. The problem with the mangrove swamp is the fact there is so much vegetation everywhere, so I guess I will have to clear everything out before being able to build the farm. And guess what I'm going to use? The flint and steel, obviously. To be fair, I am feeling a bit bad for the frogs because I am destroying their habitat. I mean, thankfully I built a frog kingdom in episode 2. Like that, they can forgive me a little bit because it's pretty cruel what I'm doing. And now let's flatten out the area for the farm. This part was actually quite handy because I was collecting resources to build the farm by simply terraforming. Once the area was flattened out, I started building the outline of the farm out of dirt. When the spawning platform was done, I used some mud to make some walls all around. I needed a light source that was bright enough to prevent most mobs from spawning, but not as bright as torches, so I decided to use some glow lichen. I went to get some in a cave, and then I multiplied it using a bunch of bone meal. So next I'm going to build a fully automatic crop farm, and I'm basically going to use some of the villagers from my villager breeder. So first of all, I need a few chests and some hoppers, and then I'm going to build 4 platforms. So I was thinking I could have 2 with potatoes, and then 1 with wheat and 1 with carrots. The reason I have 2 platforms for potatoes is because I'm half Irish and I love potatoes. To light up the farm, I'm going to use some shroom lights, and yeah, I did forget to take a hoe with me. Now that the farm is all set up, I need to bring over the villagers. I'm basically going to make a simple railway, get the villagers out of the breeder, and then I will send them over using a furnace in a minecart. Do you know what? I'm actually going to add a few beehives and plenty of flowers all around, like that the crops grow a little faster. Now all we need to do is extend the sugarcane farm because I need a bunch of fireworks. It's dragon time, so the quickest way to get to the end would be through the nether. So I'm going to build a passageway connecting my base to the stronghold. So the very first thing I'm going to do to get the dragon is place some blocks in specific places at level 200. If you want a detailed explanation of how this all works, I recommend you check out Ignaz778's video because he is the one who figured it out. But to put it simply, this trick will play on how the dragon pathfinds. So now it's time to respawn the Ender Dragon, but for that I need 4 end crystals. I will get a few totems of undying, just to be sure I won't die. Oh, and they do look like Paddington Bear. I don't know why I chose that, but I thought it would be funny if I was like carrying a teddy bear everywhere I go. So normally I'm prepared. I've got my bear, totem of undying, I've got my crystals, and now all we need to do is place them around and hope that everything will go as planned. And it probably won't, I expect. Okay, there he is. Now it's time to break all the crystals. So as you can see, he is blocked in place. So normally and hopefully he will stay stuck like this. And now what I have to do is push him through this portal. I wonder, can he throw his little balls at me there? That wouldn't be very good. So now what I have to do is place a lever, activate it, and then it will move the blocks slowly until I can actually move the dragon. So I think she's starting to move. From here, I'm going to try and build a little flying machine to bring him over a little quicker. Now, the only tricky thing with that is I have to stop it before, like, he goes out into the end and we never see him again. Oh dear. Perfect, I made it too close to the dragon. No. Will it work? Okay. Off he goes. Now I just need to stop it in time. How am I supposed to stop it? Oh my god. I'm not doing a flying machine ever again. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh great. So he's destroying everything. Perfect. I have a second chance now, guys. And I am never ever doing a flying machine ever again. The flying machine is somewhere over there, just doing its thing. Yeah, I tried to pretend I was a good Minecraft player, but no, I'm not. Here we go again, the long way. But at least it is a sure way.
Are you sure about that?
Oh dear. No. Okay, so guys, I'm just not managing. Every time the dragon is around here, for some reason, he gets unblocked. So I think I'm gonna have to kill that dragon, and that will open another portal, and maybe it'll work better. I don't know. Well, at least killing the Ender Dragon won't be too hard. Did a new portal open up somewhere? Yes. So what I'm gonna do is respawn a dragon, and I'm gonna try and get him through that portal instead of that one because because for some reason that one just isn't working. Well, I guess it's time to try this all over again. We've got the dragon in the air. He's a bit high, but yeah, I've got to get him through here. Oh my goodness, guys. I think I have finally managed, and look at the state of the end. I have been working for hours on this. So yeah, basically I have to hope that the game realized that the Ender Dragon is missing. Okay, perfect. We've got one. So all I need to do is kill him. I mean, he looks a bit like a fly. I'm not sure why. This is perfect. Basically, I've got the other dragon somewhere over there in the End Islands, and I can now return to the overworld whenever I want. Why do I feel like things are not gonna go well? Oh dear. So now I have to follow the dragon. Oh my god. Oh my god, my mess. So the dragon is probably going to go underneath. When I was... yeah, the dragon goes through the end island. Oh my god. Enderman. Now I just need to wait for it to come back up. So I was thinking maybe if I send a little arrow, it might wake him up. That did not work. Nice bottom though. Wow. As the ender dragon wasn't in the way, I removed all my mess from the island, and as I was about to finish, the dragon decided to resurface. The dragon wasn't freezing, so I went up in the sky to repair the structure I'd made, and it didn't go perfectly. Okay, I'm out of here. Oh dear. Oh wow. Oh my god. He's coming down pretty angry there. Finally, the dragon froze. I'm not sure why he's in the pillar though. So now I can plan out the zoo. So we're gonna start off by flattening out the area where I'm gonna build the zoo. I was thinking I would incorporate some of the pillars in the zoo, and the main shape will be a circle. Now that the end island is flat enough, we're going to trace out the outline. So I'm using netherrack because it's super quick to collect, and also you can see it pretty well in contrast to the end stone. Now let's get all the materials needed for the ender dragon enclosure. So first I'm going to break down an entire end city because I'm going to rebuild it in the zoo. For the bottom part, I rebuilt a basic end city build, but then I decided to incorporate the rest of the obsidian pillar by shaving it down a few layers and covering it up with purple blocks. I didn't have a beacon yet, so it took quite some time. Finally, for the top part, I rebuilt the building at the bottom, but smaller. I took a little break to AFK at all my farms, and then I went to collect some amethyst blocks as well as some blackstone because I'm planning on making some custom enchanted trees. Finally, I needed to make a sand farm for infinite sand and concrete powder. I decided to build a super large and complicated sand farm, and I was smart enough to not prepare. So I had to constantly go back and forth between my farms, my base, and the stronghold. I mean, my channel is great because you learn what not to do. Now, if all this doesn't work, it means it literally took me an entire day and a half to do for nothing. Like, I am a bit stressed, to be fair. Okay, so... oh no. Why is there sand here? Oh no, everything fell. Oh my god, no. What did I do wrong? The sand fell. Okay, well, I think it's time to take a break. I am so fed up, guys. Oh, and when I say I spent a day and a half on it, I am not even exaggerating. I did spend an entire day and an entire morning working on this for no reason. Yeah, doesn't work. Super. So we're back to square one. To relax a little after all that, I decided to work on the zoo. I wanted to create a mystical and forest biome for the dragon using purple concrete powder, endstone, amethyst blocks, and blackstone. So for the tree, I'm going to use some blackstone for the trunk and some amethyst blocks as well as purple stained glass for the leaves. So we're gonna start off with the trunk. So if you could move away. So now that I've got the trunk done, we're gonna work on placing loads of amethyst blocks for the leaves. Okay, so I'm quite happy because it is doing the effect... oh, I need to place a few blocks on top, but it is doing the effect I was imagining, like kind of a magical, mystical tree. Now I'm going to add a few glass blocks all around, as well as some crystals. And now I'm going to add the final touch to really make the tree look quite magical. So yeah, here is the finished result of one of the trees. Now I'm just going to add a few all around the place, and then we will work on more vegetation for the enclosure. Of course, I didn't give up on the sand farm, but this time I went for a very simple design, and guess what? It worked. So lesson learned, always go for simple farms. Now that I had unlimited purple concrete powder, I was able to finish the dragon enclosure. To create a smooth transition between the concrete powder and the end stone, I added some end stone brick slabs all around with coral fans, amethyst crystals, and purple slabs for extra detail. So now we're going to go collect some more amethyst and purple blocks, and we're basically going to turn this other obsidian pillar into an end city tower with a tree on top. Now that the enclosure is done, it's time to push the dragon inside. I then collected loads of sand from the sand farm and I smelted it to turn it all into glass. I then spent a few hours making an immense glass wall all around the dragon area to pretend I was actually containing him, even though if he got unstuck, he would just break everything. Finally, we are done with the dragon's part of the zoo. So now we're going to move on to the wither. Right before doing anything, I'd like to upgrade all my tools to netherite. As I now had a gunpowder farm and a sand farm, let's say TNT was easy to come by, so I didn't struggle too much to find some netherite. I did get into a little bit of trouble with some pigmen, but other than that, things went quite well. We are now officially full netherite. Next, let's collect some wither skulls. Okay, so we've got the first one. I'm realizing this is taking too much time because I need to get at least 6 wither skulls for making a beacon as well as spawning the withers, so my plan is to build a wither farm. All we need to do now is remove the torches and we are done. I was thinking I could have the wither in this area here. My biggest problem being in the end is the fact there are many endermen, and if one attacks the wither or vice versa, he can get free from his contraption. My solution will be using water and glass. So that will do for the moment, and now I'm going to start working on the actual contraption. So I need a very unexpected thing for trapping the wither, and I'm actually talking about a fish. The contraption is done, so all I need to do now is summon the wither. Basically, the 2 small heads are stuck in obsidian, and the main head is focusing on the fish. As for the skulls, they are blocked by the armor stand. I chose to do this contraption because it's the one where we can see the wither the best. One thing that I did find a bit annoying is the fact we will have the wither bar throughout the entire video. So I'm gonna put a resource pack that makes it a bit smaller. Now let's plan out the actual enclosure. So I was thinking we could have a volcano in the center with the wither inside, and then all around a few nether biomes. First of all, let's get all the materials. So we're gonna start with the warped forest. Next, we're going to do the Soul Sand Valley. For building the actual volcanoes, I'm going to use basalt. And finally, we have one last biome to do, the Crimson Forest. To start off, I'm going to change all that end stone into netherrack. I was planning on mining down some of the obsidian pillars, so I went over to the iron farm to AFK. So now it's time to kill the Wither, because I need a nether star for making the beacon. And you know what? We're actually gonna kill it underneath the bedrock here. Now that we've got this little room, we can summon the Wither. The farm wasn't working very well because the iron golems kept spawning where the chests were. So I built a second spawning area to try and stop this from happening. When I finally had 2.5 stacks of iron blocks, I was able to build a beacon with haste too. Yeah, I clearly didn't have enough obsidian, so thankfully I got some more. So first I'm going to add a little layer of blackstone around the top. So yeah, basically this is the outline of the volcano. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend a bit this side of the volcano into an opening. And that is where we will be able to look at the Wither. What I'm gonna do now is repeat this process on the smaller pillar. So now it's time to sort out this hideous Wither area and just make it look a little bit more proper. This is what we have for the moment, so I don't want to decorate too much to not risk ruining everything. For the actual lava, I'm going to use some magma blocks and place them going down each volcano. I guess we are almost done. We just need to add all the biomes around the volcanoes. At the front of the enclosure, I will make a Soul Sand Valley part, and then a Crimson Forest going on the side, and finally a Warped Forest going behind. So now that the Wither enclosure is done, I still need to add some glass walls all around, a bit like I did for the Ender Dragon enclosure. But instead of using purple, I'm actually going to use some nether bricks. So yeah, we're gonna have to collect quite a few. I'm going to leave the sand farm working so that I get plenty of sand, and while I'm waiting, I'm actually going to mine down the 2 obsidian pillars. Let's move on to smelting all the sand and building the walls. The volcanoes just need a bit of lava, and now the Wither enclosure is officially done. Next, let's move on to the Warden. For the Warden enclosure, I'd like to find an ancient city for inspiration and also to see what blocks are in it. So I'm gonna head down in this cave because I'd come across a deeper dark biome earlier on. So I have to keep an eye out for skulk shriekers. Like this, for example. I mean, maybe I could try and mine it. Oh dear. For collecting all the skulk, I think what I'm gonna do is head back up to the surface and make myself a diamond hoe. I'm also going to put silk touch on the hoe as well as efficiency 4. Let's collect a ton of skulk. Guess what? I wasn't recording this part, but thankfully I was recording with replay mod and I literally fell in some lava. I was not expecting it. I just found out these blocks are actually quite useful. They're called skulk catalysts, and basically if you kill something nearby, it will spread skulk all around it. So maybe while I'm doing the enclosure, in case I run out of skulk, I might try this technique a bit. After that, I wasted a few hours just exploring the caves, and to be honest, I had forgotten you had to go in mountain biomes for finding ancient cities. On the good side though, I actually restocked on diamonds, which was pretty cool. Finally, I remembered that ancient cities only spawn in mountains, so I went over to the mountain biome near the monster zoo. I'm gonna go down in all the ravines I find nearby, and hopefully I will find an ancient city. So I think we're gonna head down here. Oh, and we've got some more diamonds. Oh my god, there's quite a few skulk shriekers around here. I wonder how close they can hear you. I should have actually taken some wool with me. I'm not very smart. I'm gonna try to put some wool all around the shrieker to see if maybe like it stops it from getting activated. I want to try this again with another shrieker. Oh no. Okay, I think I'm gonna get out of here quickly. Oh no. Oh dear.
Nope.
This staircase is way too long, so what I'm gonna do is just go in that direction and mine straight down carefully. I'm quickly going to try the water elevator just in case I did it wrong. Just kidding. So now we're going to dig straight until we can reach an open cave, and then we'll continue searching for an ancient city. This is good because I am collecting some deep slate for building the Warden enclosure. Oh, nice. Oh my god. This is an ancient city. So now I have to be super careful. I'm realizing the ancient city is made up of mainly deep slate blocks, so I could just mine out a bunch of deep slate. There are some candles, some soul lanterns, and loads of different types of deep slate blocks. Oh great, well do you know what? I'm just gonna break them all. Okay, I'm out of here. Oh, this is scary. Let's do a bit of strip mining for a change. Actually, no. I've changed my mind. I'm gonna be brave, and I'm going to do something that Rake used in his video, and I thought it was really smart. So basically, we're gonna build a trap for the Warden. Now that the trap is all set up, it's time to test it out. So I'm gonna activate this shrieker a few times. I expect this time is gonna be the bad moment. Let's do this. Okay, it's the right one. So we just have to jump over here and wait. So where's the Warden? Oh, there he is. Oh my god, why is it all dark? I think we got the Warden. So from now on, I can just make all the noise I want. Let's head back to the end. The Warden enclosure will be in this part of the zoo. So to start off, we're going to cover this entire area with skulk. Now that we're done with the skulk floor, let's move on to building the Warden's new home. I was thinking of doing an ancient city inspired build with the main portal frame in the center and corridors all around. There was this huge obsidian pillar in the center that I couldn't hide in my build, so I had to mine it down entirely, and I timed it. No joke, it took me 2 hours. I needed a name tag to prevent the Warden from despawning, so I headed back to the village and realized that my librarian had been zombified, so I cured him and I bought 2 name tags. The name I chose for the Warden is Boris. I think it just suits him perfectly. And I also took a name tag for the Elder Guardian that I will name Susan. I lit up some soul soil underneath the portal to get blue flames, and I also hung up some soul lanterns and placed down candles. I still had to mine down the second pillar, which took me an extra hour. I also used some deep slate to add a bit of detail to the terrain by making rocks and rubble all around the miniature ancient city. My chest area was right underneath the Warden's part of the zoo, so obviously I had to relocate all my stuff. As you might have noticed, the bedrock that was at the top of the obsidian pillars is still there, so I'm gonna try and remove it. Oh my god guys, the dragon just flew off. Thankfully, when I closed the world, he froze again because I don't want to imagine what would have happened otherwise. I'm gonna leave him where he is for the moment and work on the bedrock, and then I'll go and bring him back to his enclosure. For removing the bedrock, I just have to place some TNT over here and a piston over the bedrock, and then I have to spam click really fast with a piston in my hand. And to be honest, it usually takes me a few tries before I get it right. For the walls, I'm gonna be using Skulk as well as polished basalt because there is quite a bit of basalt in ancient cities, surprisingly. Just before going to get the Warden, I will bring the dragon back into her enclosure. The Warden's new home is all done, I've got everything ready. And yeah, basically the Warden will live in this little cage. I originally wanted the Warden to be able to live in the entire enclosure, and then I realized if I have to build the Elder Guardian enclosure over here, and the Warden is just sending supersonic waves at me, it's just gonna be really complicated. So yeah, it's a bit sad, but the Warden will live in a small area, a bit like the Wither as well. But you know, with bosses, we have to put safety first. Basically, I'm going to attempt to lure the Warden from the platform over here, up these stairs, and then into the enclosure. I'm going to jump over these trapdoors and hope that the Warden will fall in here. So yeah, I guess it's time to go get the Warden. So I've just finished preparing the area where the Warden will go into the end, and now all I have to do is dig back over until I reach a deeper dark cave. It's showtime, guys. Basically, I was mining around here and a Skulk Shrieker got set off. The Warden is gonna spawn, and I have to place this name tag on him as quickly as possible. Oh my god, where is he? Oh my god. Yeah, the Warden guys. Oh my god, it's just not for me. But yeah, basically this is Boris, my pet Warden. Oh dear, he needs an arrow. Yeah, you're a scary guy, Boris. You're a very scary guy. It's time for action. Okay, let's go. Oh my god. Oh my god, and I do not know where I am. Let's take a break. Oh my god, no. He's not where I want him to be. Oh no, and if he blinds me... Come on. Oh my god. Okay, okay. We're done. Finally, I could stop completely freaking out that I would lose my world because we had the Warden trapped in his enclosure. Now let's move on to the last boss. Some consider it as a boss, some don't, but I decided to count it in, and we're talking about the Elder Guardian. So yeah, basically we're gonna build a huge tank around here, and I'm gonna have a sort of, little ocean monument inside, and we're gonna have loads of corals. Maybe I could add a few fish, etc. So yeah, let's get all the materials. To get prismarine, I went over to the ocean monument I found in episode 4. I needed to stop getting mining fatigue, so my solution was to extract the Elder Guardian from the monument. I used some sand to create an area where the Guardians couldn't bother me, and then I built a railway going down to the Elder Guardian's chamber. Finally, I caught a Guardian in a minecart and sent him over to a circling track near the portal. I'm gonna let him go around in circles for a little bit while I go and kill the last Elder Guardian. There aren't any Elder Guardians left in the monument, so I'm going to brew some water-breathing potions and start mining loads of prismarine. We've got enough prismarine for the moment, so I'm just gonna build back up the sand farm, get some lava, and we're gonna build the aquarium walls. Now that we're done with the walls, I'm going to replace the entire end stone ground with sand. And of course, my favorite moment was mining down the 2 obsidian pillars. And to be fair, while I was doing it, I was wondering what I was doing with my life, just spending 3 hours pressing on a button, doing nothing. For actually decorating the aquarium, we're gonna head over to the coral reef to collect loads of corals. I'm also going to mine some more prismarine because I used up a lot for the walls, and I need to build a miniature ocean monument. For building the ocean monument, I tried to stay as close as the original build, just to be sure it actually looked like one, and the size of it is the original divided by 2 or 3. So now we're at the fun part, where I basically have to fill the entire tank with water. So my plan is to make a huge platform out of netherrack and then cover it with water, mine all the netherrack, and then the water will just fall to the bottom. We've got the tank filled up, so now I'm gonna add a bunch of seagrass all around, as well as some corals. I was thinking to add a bit more life to the aquarium, I could just get like a bunch of tropical fish. I don't know, I think it would just look nice and lively. here is the finished result of the aquarium, and it's nice to have the fish just swimming around in there. Now we've got to get the Elder Guardian in, so what I'm gonna do is build a railway going up to the top of the aquarium, and then I'm gonna use some activator rails to get the Elder Guardian out of the minecart and into his enclosure. Once the railway in the end was all set up, I went to prepare the one in the nether and made the walls 3 blocks large so that the Elder Guardian wouldn't suffocate. I also dug a huge hole going straight down to the end portal. Everything is all set up, so I guess it's time to get the Elder Guardian. Everything was going quite well, but when I jumped into the portal, you know, from the hole that was super high up, I actually died. So thankfully I had a totem of undying, because that could have been pretty bad. But yeah, other than that, I managed to get the Elder Guardian in his enclosure, and I am so happy that this nightmare is over for good, because dealing with bosses is really scary. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And here is a little walkthrough of the zoo. A lot of you guys have been asking me to do one at the end of my videos. So we've got the Ender Dragon enclosure with the magical forest. We've also got the Warden's part of the zoo, so this one is not a walk-in enclosure. I think you can understand why. Next, we've got the Wither, and we can see the Nether theme is really there with the volcanoes and the warped forest, as well as the Crimson Forest. And last but not least, we have the Elder Guardian Aquarium with the miniature ocean monument, and we can actually go inside, which I thought was quite fun. I guess I will see you in the next video. Love you!